Okay folks, so I'm going to show you how to open up Terminal on your Mac and run some commands for lecture assignment 4, lecture 4 tasks. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to open Terminal, which is our command line interface, or CLI, on our Mac. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the Spotlight search. You can also press and hold Command Spacebar to bring this up. And I'm going to type terminal, and I'm going to hit enter to open it up. And at this point you should see a box that looks similar to this. Yours might be a slightly different color or font, but it should more or less look like this. And you should see your name and then possibly the name of your computer. So the first command I want to run is cd desktop. So what this is going to do is change my current directory, so the folder that I'm working in, to my desktop. So I'm going to type cd space, I'll make this a little bit bigger for you, desktop with a capital D. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and you'll see now I have desktop here. Now the next thing I want to do is use ls. Now the ls command is going to list the contents of whatever directory I'm currently in. So in that case it's my desktop. So I'm going to type ls and I'm going to hit enter. And you'll see I get a list of everything that's currently on my desktop. Next thing I want to do is make a new folder. So again, a folder is also called a directory in the computer world. So I'm going to use the command make directory, which is mkdir for make directory. Then I'm going to press space, and I need to give my directory a name, so I'm going to name it test folder 1. You can name your directory whatever you want. I'm going to hit enter, and now, just to check that it worked, I'm going to type ls again to list the contents of my desktop. And now you'll see before this was everything that was on my desktop. Now you'll see I have test folder 1. And you'll see actually in the background here, if you look on my actual desktop, it's appeared over here. Now I want to enter this folder. So I want to change my directory again. I don't want to be on my desktop anymore. Now I want to get into this folder. So I'm going to type cd again for change directory, and I'm going to type test folder 1. So I'm going to change directory to my test folder 1, and I'm going to hit enter. And now you'll see I have test folder 1 here. The last thing I want to do is create a new empty file in this folder. Now there's a few different ways to do this on Mac, but for the sake of easiness, we're going to do it the same way that we do it on Windows, so that there's not too much difference between these two tutorials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the word echo, E-C-H-0, H-O, E-C-H-O, and I'm going to use a arrow symbol. So this is shift period, whoops. So shift period is going to give me this symbol. I want to make sure it's an arrow pointing right, or it is also a greater than symbol. Okay, so we want the arrow pointing to the right. And then I'm going to do a space, and I'm going to write the name of my file. So I'm going to call this is test folder 1, so I'm going to call this test file 1. So again, I've got echo, right arrow or greater than symbol, and then the name I want for my test file, which I just decided to call test file 1. You can call yours whatever you like. I'm going to hit enter, and now I'm done. Now, to double check that I've done everything correctly, I want to ls, I want to list the contents one more time. And now when I list the contents of this folder, I see in it I have my test file. And if I go to my desktop here and I have my test folder over here, I'm going to double click to open it, and you'll see I have my test file here. Now, this is all you need to do, and the last thing you actually need to do is just either take a screenshot or copy and paste the output to a text file and submit it. So to take a screenshot on Mac, we can use Command, Shift, and 3. Hold all of those at the same time. And we get a nice screenshot here. We give it a second there. And it will appear for me on my desktop. For you, it'll depend wherever you set it. The default is usually your desktop though. And then I have my screenshot here. And this is the only part we need, so if you want, you can cut that down a little bit, it's up to you. You can just name this CSIT 100, homework 4 or 3 or something like that. I think it was technically 4. And then you can submit that. You can also highlight, right click and copy all of this. You can open up something like Word or TextEdit. TextEdit is already on your Mac. It's installed, it's pre-installed, and you can paste it in here, and then you can save that as well. So you can submit either the screenshot or the text file. It's up to you. And then you're done with part 2A. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you know what to do.